There was a scripted argument between Jade Cargill, Mark Sterling, and Marina Shafir.
Shafir. You know her name's Shafir.
Shafir, I'm sorry, I couldn't remember because she's so memorable. And we had the weekly Mark Henry sighting for 20 seconds. So they come to this match now. And by the way, I mentioned somebody said that they cut to live Kingston Garcia match from 20 minutes down to 10. Well, they had 13 minutes left on the air when this match started. Jade Cargill and Marina Shafir. So I said, I'm going to give them a couple minutes to see what's what here. And see if they can hook me. And by the way, did you see referee Aubrey has been in heavy training? She's looking in great shape. And the legs, boy, I'm telling you what, she might win it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Ref Aubrey, it's almost the first Saturday in May. I think she's got a chance to run for the roses.
What's wrong with you? Stop it.
Haven't you noticed now she's got the long ponytail and she makes the serious face? She sort of looks like Mr. Ed. Wilbur. So anyway, Jane clotheslines Marina Shafir over the top rope.
Shafir.
And she goes for a dive, and suddenly Taz says, let's take another look at that. And they fly a replay in over the top of her clothesline, and when they come back, she's fighting on the floor. So I wish we had seen that dive. This would have been so much fun live to watch, but not on tape. Mark Sterling distracted the referee, and the baddie section, the baddies, beat up Marina. Marina is the babyface here, but never smiles, never acknowledges the fans, and just kind of trods on ahead. I wrote, I feel bad for two girls this green being given this much time on national TV and having to follow all these other idiots doing all that other shit. And then when you bring up that it was the nearly midnight, and they went to a break and I forgot to come back. What happened?
Jade Cargill eventually won. Swami's going nuts at someone in the background. I'm not exactly sure who. But
is Swami upset at that finish? Was Swami in the camp of Marina Shafir?
Marina Shafir. No, he's just barking at someone else. I'm trying to look right now to see who it is here on.
Why don't they call her No Fear Shafir?
I'm not sure why they don't call her that, but the other big thing was the celebration of the 30th victory. 30-0 for Jade Cargill. They dropped balloons from the ceiling. I don't know. It looked like maybe it was like fake money or something also. I'm not sure. It looked like those Young Bucks dollars, but it couldn't be the Young Bucks because it's her. But there was all sorts of shit flying around, and she celebrated like a big baby face.
Can you imagine if they took Powerhouse Hobbs or several of the young folks that we've said, boy, why can't they get a shot, and gave them the pushes that they have given to Jade Cargill and Wheeler, Utah? Imagine what might happen. Then Jane ain't bad. Jane don't suck. She's not rotten. She's actually, for the time she's been in the business and her experience level, she is a good athlete. The debut was just so memorable and so classic. But she's green, and I'm pretty sure she has no idea, nor is she going to learn from almost anybody there what the fucking wrestling business is. But she's not. She's been probably their most successful homegrown project.
Her, maybe Wardlow.
Wardlow's getting there, but Wardlow has not been featured as an individual until now, whereas they've actually.
That's true.
They've stuck with Jane maybe that's the one thing they've stuck with from the start that might have worked out.
No, look, she looks like a star. She carries herself like a star. Her promos are pretty good for what she's doing. I think that bitch show is stupid, but whatever. Whatever makes her happy. Whatever they're trying to do with the baddie section, I'm not exactly sure. But she's trying. I mean, they rushed her to TV. I mean, that's just the fact. And there was nowhere to send her. I mean, she had, I guess, trained a little bit here and there. But where are you going to send her? If you have someone who looks like that, do you just keep training him, or do you try to... It seems like Tony Khan would rather get her on TV, and let's try to get something out of her right away.
Well, and that's short-sighted. I've always been against, well, let's try to get something out of whoever put them on TV before they're ready, unless you know they're never going to be ready, and because of their striking size or visual look, let's get something out of it. But I've always, when you have good prospects, I've always rather have erred on the side of safety and keep them off TV a little too long at the start to make sure that they don't embarrass themselves when the people first see them because of the lasting first impression. But that's just going by logic and common sense and the history of the wrestling business, not by the conditions of today. But that was Rampage.
That was Rampage, and perhaps you're a Jade Cargill fan that wants to go on an internet rampage and build a Shrine to Jade Cargill website. You could develop those skills, those coding skills, with a certain friend of yours, Jim.
Well, you know, I've got some updated information, Brian, on this very topic, because, you know, we've been talking about Codecademy for a number of weeks now. And we've said there's something going on. Obviously, it's like the Da Vinci Code. We've got to be able to look and to pay attention and to pick up the clues and to crack some of these mysteries.
No, it's nothing like the Da Vinci Code, no.
Well, and also, you know, and this is something that involves AEW as well, and Tony Khan, and I guess his father is involved because, you know, the Khans, they're big movers and players in the world of high finance, and they've got billions of dollars. And it seems like all of this is starting to come together because remember a few weeks ago, Tony Khan blamed the bots for being anti-AEW, saying that the bots were out there. It wasn't real people. It was some nefarious, mysterious entity paying bots or paying for bots to knock AEW on Twitter, right?
And I've already said I had nothing to do with that.
Well, but see, now this is starting to make sense because, Brian, we all know you're way too cheap and you would never pay for something like that. But the Codecademy people, the trails of breadcrumbs and clues that they've been leaving, the bots and the suspicion, it's all come together. I have an email. I can't reveal this gentleman's name. He's from Wasco, California. And everybody knows that is a hotbed, like Silicon Valley area activity for all of some of this is conducted underground where we're all going to be living when the lizard people take over. But nevertheless.
Silicon Valley, yeah.
Robert, I don't mean to give his name. I'll just say R from Wasco, California, says Jim. And of course, you're implied as well there. Quite often I hear you talking about the lizard people taking over the world as part of the Codecademy conspiracy, and that Codecademy is in the process of training bots.
No.
That, is only the cover story. It's really the insectoids, and the masters of the insectoids are the bot flies. The bot flies are a real insect. They are training the bots. The bot flies lay their eggs on the reptilians, which then hatch. The larvae then burrow their way into the brains of the reptilians, forcing them to do the bidding of the bot flies. This actually happens with some species of wasps, and they become like remote-controlled creatures. That's what's going on. He goes on to say it's amazing what you can learn at a 4-year university. So now we know Codecademy is training the bots.
No, we don't know that because they're not.
Well, we are suspecting it now.
We don't suspect that because they don't.
They're training the bots because
no, they're not.
The insectoids and the masters of the insectoids are training the bots. And then the bots will then take over the reptilians with eggs, which then the reptilian lizard people that are taking over the earth will be controlled by the bots. So, folks, again, if you want to be on the right side of history, and if you want to be on the right side of being able to take care of your family during this trying time when the end days come,
my God,
you've got to get smartened up by Codecademy because they're going to be the ones behind all of this. And right now, before the revolution, there's never been a better time to become a programmer, and you can learn to code on your own terms with Codecademy. Because we're living in a fast-changing world. I mean, just as quick as a reptile can shed its skin, the entire world order can change and the people running things. You don't want to be enslaved by ignorance. You don't want to be chained in the bowels of the ship of stupidity. No, you want to be smartened up with the leaders of the new world, and they're being trained by the folks at Codecademy. Folks, you can learn coding languages, including Python. See, there's the clues. HTML, SQL, JavaScript. See, they got the forked tongues. That's where it comes from. The reptile speaks with a forked tongue. If you're not sure where to begin, Codecademy will point you in the right direction. Go live in that hole in the ground and toil night and day, and we'll tell you when you can come out into the sunlight again into the new world.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Codecademy will tell you only. They won't tell you anything. They'll teach you these wonderful skills that you can apply in wonderful ways to help humanity and civilization. Not to go underground and fight the insectoids or whatever it is you're talking about. You know, the song contest was a stretch and we made it work. I didn't know it was going to turn into science fiction fantasy hour. The hell is this? The insectoids.
You can get instant feedback from Codecademy. Yeah. Such as, stop touching me.
That's not the feedback.
Your code is tested as soon as you submit it. And that way you're right there. So if it fails, they'll tell you and you'll do it again. And then if it's right, they'll tell you and make you do it that way ever after. You can build your portfolio, get a certificate of completion, make yourself marketable to future employers, land your dream job in web development, programming, computer science, data science, and tons more. Learn how to build cocoons out of human skin underneath the earth. Do all of these things and join the over 50 million people learning to code with Codecademy and see where coding can take you. And then when there's 3 suns in the sky and it never gets dark, you'll have a new and a bright future and a career as soon as we repopulate the planet. And you can get 15% off your Codecademy Pro membership when you go to Codecademy.com and use the promo code EXPERIENCE. That's promo code EXPERIENCE at Codecademy.com to get 15% off Codecademy Pro, the best way to learn to code. Sing it along with me, folks. Codecademy.com, promo code EXPERIENCE. It's Codecademy. And lizard people and bots.
There are no lizard people and bots. Your song may have redeemed the whole promo that is problematic. Ladies and gentlemen, try Codecademy. They're great. They're wonderful.